Obviously, you talked about missed free throws the last game. It's seeming to rear its ugly head again,
Yeah.
especially tonight in such a close game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a part of it. And I'll tell you guys what I told our team. For 3.5 quarters, our game plan discipline was at a high level. We were executing. And as the game started to get a little close, we get tired, a little fourth quarter, whatever it is. Teams, they up their level of physicality, and we started to turn the ball over and not execute as well, and we let them right back in the game. And that's what it is our free throws, is our execution, it's our turnovers. And it's not one guy, it's all of us. We're all in it. We're all a part of it. It's an opportunity for all of us to get better. This crap hurts, losing games like this, but, it's a part of it, and we have to learn from these moments. And, hopefully it doesn't take another 3 or 4 games, but, we haven't been winning these. And this is a moment where we go back, we watch film, we don't finger point. We're in it together, and we figure it out together.
In those kind of moments, when you really need a bucket, I mean, who do you look to, I guess, to be like an organizer for you on offense?
Well, we got 3 guys out there that are all capable. Zion, B.I., CJ, and the ball was in all their hands at one point to settle us down and get us good looks. And they did for the most part, but we didn't do enough to win the game. That's what it boils down to.
And what was just your vantage point on the inbounds pass with 0.4 seconds left?
I take responsibility for that. In hindsight, they didn't have enough time to throw it back to the inbounder, so we should have took a guy off the ball and just tracked whomever, and then just stay at the rim. And if they throw it to the rim, we got a guy there. Plus, we got 4 guys. So that's on us. That's on me as a coach. That's an area where I need to get better.
And overtime in particular, it seemed like so many of the possessions came down to right before the shot clock buzzer, you're getting the shot off. I guess, what did you see? Just the way the offense kind of slowed down so much there at the end.
It did. It slowed down. We got stops. We stopped running. But the biggest thing is give them credit. Those guys are physical. Bain, Marcus Smart, Jaren Jackson is tracking everybody, coming to block shots, Tillman. And when they got tougher, when the game got tougher, they picked up their level of physicality and they made it difficult on us. And this is where we have to grow. We got to learn to get to our spots, execute with force and pace, make solid passes. And then when we get to the free throw line, make our free throws. And, like I said, for 3.5 quarters, we did it. And the last 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes, we didn't.
And you mentioned the free throws. How frustrating is it to see how much these free throws are costing you late in games?
It's frustrating. It's frustrating for our guys. It's frustrating for everybody. But we got to keep working on them,
And when you see these issues popping up repeatedly where you're allowing these games to slip away late in the fourth quarter, I guess, what do you do to address the team and try to find a solution for this?
The biggest part is having a level of honesty about it. Why is this happening? Watching film on it, getting on the floor and practice and working on it, and then showing up the next day. And that's the goal for us. Like, that's the deal. Show up the next day, be ready, own it, and we still got games in front of us.
And Coach, when a game comes down to the end with a team that, admittedly the Grizzlies have been further than you guys, a lot bigger playoff runs and stuff like that, bigger game moments. So is that something that you guys have to hit? You have to find that level, how to fight every minute. And it's not just like running an offense, but doing everything possible. Because it seems like the Grizzlies were able to do everything they needed to edge out that win.
Yeah, they did. Give them credit. This is twice in the last, 5 or 6 days or what have you, but they did what they needed to do to win. They executed. They came up with big plays, and they have the experience. They've been there, more times than we have. And we're a team that we're going to learn from this, and we're going to be better when it counts. But right now, we got to go through some of these growing pains.
Will, are you surprised that these issues are still coming up late in games, though?
I don't want them to happen. I would like to have won this game, but sometimes they're unpredictable. You don't know that it's going to happen the way it does. And like I said, we own it. We're honest about it. I'm going to take ownership on my part, and our guys will too. We'll get back to work tomorrow.
Coach Zion had 17 and 10 at halftime, but in the second half, only 6 points, 1 rebound. But he was bringing up the ball more, like more of a point Zion sort of experiment.
Yeah.
Was that matchup dependent or something you just wanted to get reps up no matter what at this point in the season?
It was a combination of just looking at some of the matchups and where we could get him the ball in certain spots, and that's it. I mean, he'll have the ball, Brandon, CJ, so those guys kind of alternate.
And another double-digit lead going by the wayside.
Yep.
What's the mood of the locker room, and how are they taking these defeats? Has it all been the same, or does it sound like an evolution of they're just getting upset, or first it's correct mistakes, and now it's just how have they taken these losses? Has it all been the same?
It's tough. You know, they don't take these losses lightly, and they shouldn't. But we also have to have a level of big picture, and big picture is we can learn from this, we can grow from this, and so we're all upset. We're all going to be down about it. But the beauty is we get to come back to work tomorrow, watch film, have a practice, and have an opportunity to get better. Okay, thank you.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of Pelican Postgame Report. Pelicans fall apart in loss to Grizzlies 116-115. And if that title sounds like you've heard it before, you've seen it before. No doubt about it. Shout out to the flock. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Shout out to everybody, man. Big ups. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Pelican Post-Game Report. We in this thing, man. I'm Big Q. We got DC and Lexxah. They'll chime in with thoughts on the game, man. Listen, Damien, you're absolutely right. We definitely have some problems here, man. Free throws. Y'all know how I am. I'm very fundamental when it comes down to the game of basketball. It shouldn't have been an overtime period. Pelicans entered into the fourth period, I think, up 15 points, something like that. One says 15 points. Free throws, ridiculous, stupid. Bad defensive breakdown assignments, very curious adjustments and non-adjustments, curious calls in terms of rosters. All this stuff happened in the same game, ultimately ending with the Pelicans losing the matchup. So let's bring in some of our family members to kind of talk about this thing, man, to kind of get this situation talked about. So DC, Lex, welcome on into the stream, ma'am. Man, much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all being up in this thing, man. Let's hear from you guys. Before we get into the stats breakdown, you heard my early spill about the fundamentals and how many free throw attempts this team missed on, and it's just the obvious ridiculousness of just ridiculous. The Pelicans are now 1-3, 1-4 in the last 4 contests. They're 1-3 after the 3 or 4 game winning streak that they had. They're now 1-3. Ridiculous. But at the same time, the Memphis Grizzlies, to DC's point, and Tramal mentioned this, that Memphis is supposed to be the little brothers, our little brothers. They are now controlling the series. They have won 3 of the 4 matches.
I plead the fifth. I recant that statement.
Okay, thank you, DC, for admitting you're wrong, sir. But anyway, let's bring y'all into this to kind of hear your thoughts on this. We'll start with you, DC.
Yeah, as you can see, the Memphis Grizzlies are no longer our little brothers. They taking us out behind the woodshed and getting us the business. You know, they're more like our parents at this point because we just psychologically are losing games to them. Like, you had the game, you had it in the bag, and just a collection of buffoonish errors down the stretch in both games, man. It's almost embarrassing. Well, it ain't almost. It is embarrassing because, truth be told, we should have won this game. Now, we can be honest, you know, for the people who want to have rose-tinted glasses, yes, the refs were giving us the shaft. But even with that, we still shouldn't have lost this game. The play at the end of regulation with JV wouldn't have been possible if we would have been hitting our free throws. They wouldn't even had a chance for that. So it wouldn't even matter. You know, there's no excuse to shoot 63% from free throw line and you get 30, 32, 31 on some odd free throws. And then, you know, Willie's just lack of scheming. He's saying it's execution. Well, I don't know the play, so maybe we can say some of it is, but it's a reoccurring theme. So if they can't execute, put some people out there who can. Change some of the things that need to be executed to things that they can execute, because down the stretch, man, when the games start to get tight and things kind of slow up and you can't just play with force and pace, we seem to not be able to do anything offensively. Uh, we don't. It's almost like we don't even think to run simple pick and rolls. Like it's no excuse for having 18 assists in a game when we're supposed to be, point drive or pass and 0.5 and all of this. Like the ball can't stick, man. We can't play ISO ball. We're not built to be able to be that. As far as the way these guys are playing right now, that ain't gonna work because everybody's just gonna gang up on whoever has the ball, and they know you're not gonna be able to get it to guys. Like win draw, no plays for Trey. He sat out there for 3-4 minutes on why he didn't even get to touch the ball, let alone shoot it. And then you get a shot way down at the end of the game, and he finally puts one up, and nothing. But he didn't got cold. He ain't even in the action. It's just mind-boggling to me how you can be up 10 points, and I know you can lose some games like that, but it's almost like we find a way to lose. We are 0-6 at games decided by 3 points. So am I shocked? No. But I thought just maybe, once I saw the game get tight, maybe tonight they could exercise those demons, and they still haven't. So until we're able to learn how to play half-court basketball when we can't get easy transition buckets or catch guys where their defense not set and actually have some semblance of an offense with identity, we're going to continue to run into these problems when we can't run people out the building or kind of salt away a lead while we got got it going early, and just rode that wave to the end of the game. So horrible loss to me. This loss is on everybody. The players didn't execute, but I'm still looking at Willie like, man, any ideas on why are we subbing Dyson in for Zion? And Jared Jackson Jr. gets the easiest 2 points of the whole game in crucial clutch minutes. Just a lot of things that don't make sense, don't add up from our schematics and what we're doing, but also just the players executing too, and also shrinking in those moments, man.
Yeah, it's everything you said was 1,000% facts, DC. Tonight the Pelicans, man, they were just awful, man, in terms of what they did. And like we could talk about the schematics, and we could talk about the effort, the fundamental aspect of what the Pelicans had, man, in terms of free throws was ridiculous. 21 of 33. You got 33 attempts. You hit 21 of 33 for 63.6%. That's the 64% from the foul line. There should be no overtime period. It should have been none of that. And besides, the Memphis Grizzlies turned it on in the fourth and outscored the Pelicans 36-23. 36-23 in the fourth. 18 assists in the game for the Pelicans. 18 stinking measly assists in the matchup. Just awful. Lex, bringing you into here, let's hear your thoughts on why it went a foul. What happened here in this matchup, and particularly this game, now that Grizzlies have they're up 3 games on the Pelicans in a series of 4. That's it from you.
0-6 with the game determined by 3 points or less. 4-14 with in games that are determined 5 points or less. That's what our record is. I saw a lot. Really, I'm not even gonna focus on the most of the game because really it doesn't matter. But again, this team has confirmed that they have a major problem in the clutch. Obviously, I know about the free throws. I understand the free throws. However, this team still had a chance to win the game, regardless of the free throws. It was a tight game. They shouldn't have lost the lead. Substitutions were questionable, but there was a stretch in like the last 2 minutes of regular time. It got down 3 times to 7 seconds on the shot clock because there was dribble. There was no movement. There was nothing. And I'm going to get on Willie, but I'm trying to figure out why is it the leaders on this team, Brandon and CJ, they're the ones who are panicking the most. Why are you panicking? Why are you all dribbling around the perimeter and doing nothing with the ball, and it's only you two touching the ball? I'm trying to figure out what plays are being called. Like, it looked like everybody was literally running around out there like chickens with their head cut off. I mean, there was no movement. It was nothing but stagnant. Like, what is the play? You called these timeouts. What is the play? You had to call a timeout. You can't go into the 2-minute mark with 3 timeouts. So you called a timeout right before the 2-minute mark. That means you had 2 other timeouts. What did you discuss? What plays did you draw up to help your team get settled down? I mean, because there was, like you said, DC, there was no pick and roll. There was and then why put Trey Murphy out there and he can't even find a shot? What's the purpose in having a shooter out there if you're not gonna call a play to get him open? I don't understand that. Why are you taking out your star player at the end of the game? Why do you keep doing that? And just to let you all know, out of all the starters, Zion had I think he was like the only one in the positive. So he was actually playing well on defense. You have a guy who lives down in the paint and who actually on that play, the Triple J went to the basket. Zion played great defense. Triple J made it, but he played great defense. And immediately after that, because Triple J got a shot over Zion, you're going to take him out and bring in freaking Dyson Daniels to guard Triple J? Are you serious? I mean, you might as well should have put like Jose in there. You should have put Jose in there. Because that's basically what you did. They went straight to him. And you know what? Memphis commentators, like, because I had to listen to them, but they said, why in God's name did they do that? I mean, that's just like, they just said, here, Triple J, make the points. That's what they literally said. I mean, you're asking for Memphis to win the game. That's what they said. Their commentators said that. And I know, hey, DC Big Q, man, I've told you a lot of decisions that I'm seeing Willie make. You're basically helping the other team win. They're saying, thank you, Willie. Thank you. You're not on the Pelicans side when you make decisions like that. You're not trying to win. And that's why I keep saying that. And that's really weird when you have a head coach that's not making decisions to help their team win. That's just not good sense, man. That's not good sense at all. And we still had a chance. We still had a chance. But yeah, like this team has a coaching identity crisis and a team identity crisis. And I don't know which is worse. I mean, I know I've seen people talk about trades and stuff. As long as Willie is the head coach, this it doesn't matter who you get. It really doesn't. Like you can't make decisions like that. And then Willie said something in his presser, like, we just got to learn, keep learning, keep growing. I have a question. It's the win, WHEN. It's that part that's in question. It's that part. Because right now, the learning and the growing, it's stagnant. And guess what? If your learning and your growing is stagnant, you're not learning and you're not growing. That's what that means. I
Yeah.
could say more. I'm trying to keep myself together, man. But I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things that could be pinpointed, on this whole. Well, really, just the ending of regular and overtime. But yeah, this was a crazy game. Crazy game.
Yeah, this is I feel you, Lex. I'm with you on that, man. I'm just kind of yeah, it's mind-boggling, man, to see the Zion Williamson substitution with the Dyson. That was really head scratching. The This team didn't have a real center. They didn't have a real center there. We could have took advantage of them if we had played Drew Valanciunas earlier. We could have really did something a little differently. They were up by 15 going into the fourth quarter. 15. Missing all of the free throws, various defensive breakdowns. It's just at times, man, I like Willie Green. I really do, man. But you're right. A lot of the stuff, there was no way to get around these really awful non-adjustments. It's just stuff is very weird. Very, very weird and suspect how he just decides to do these things. And these things are directly costing the team issues. So I don't know what's going on, man, at the end of the day. But and he talk about fixing it. I just want them to get up off their ass and make something right here, man. The team is now on a 2-game losing streak. The Memphis control 3. They're up. What is it? No, I'm sorry. I said 3 games. It felt like 3, but their series is actually 2-1 in terms of Memphis matches. Yeah, go ahead, DC.
They're not gonna fix shit as long as they get up there and keep smiling. I'm just say that. Nothing ain't gonna change. You just smiling.
Well,
We gotta figure it out. It's gonna be the
you
same.
see how relaxed Willie is? He's cool about everything. At some point in time, like, is that gonna move somebody who, you know what I'm saying, to do something? Because that laid back attitude is killing me. It really is. And all those signs on the wall, man, I ain't even trying to hear it. That ain't even funny no more, man. It ain't funny. Like this is a problem. Because I mean, I'm telling you, the Pels have just like shot up, Josh stock, you know what I'm saying? And you need or anybody, you know what I'm saying? You need a game to, really give you some momentum. Play the Pels. Play the Pels. They got a lead. Don't sweat it. Just keep working hard, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to.
No, it's really I still think this can be fixed. So Lex, I like Willie, and I do understand that he's not a seasoned veteran head coach. Like I get that, and it will be growing pains, air quotes. But my thing is always, as I think anybody is, that just goes to actually fix the problem. You can't keep having the same problems. Or you can't keep losing the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like shooting yourself in the foot and then consistently trying to do the same thing. I definitely think things will change. And Willie has shown that he is willing to change. But
Is he?
a lot of times he changes after like way too late. And as sad as it may seem, I think it's the same thing with that. But if we had a point guard, because I was one of the people who think, oh, we don't need it, because I see all of these guys we have that can facilitate. But we definitely touched on it, talking a few times about when we had Rondo, and that's absolutely true, man. If we had a floor general or a guy with that mindset, man, he'd be throwing some of that shit out the window, or whatever they talking about that ain't working at the end of the game, and it would take that over and force the team to execute different stuff. Are we just gonna be running pick and rolls all day until I get the matchups I want and switching or whatever? But we need somebody with some composure. I think we have him. It's Zion, but I don't know if he's ready to handle that role to command everybody else. Because Zion to me looked like the most relaxed, calmest guy out there with all that going on. As that moment didn't seem too big for him, except he was turning the ball over a little bit, having some issues. They're trying to collapse on him. He did make some mistakes, but he wasn't panicking. But I don't think he can do exactly what a floor general will be able to do. So if we don't have one, maybe we should look at getting one, or somebody that can at least step in some of these moments, even if it's just in practice, to show guys what they would need to do. Because it's almost like we need a coach on the court on the offense. Now defense, I think we'll be fine, but outside of that, what we gonna trade the whole roster? We're gonna break everything up. We're expecting them to fire Willie Green. I don't think none of that's gonna happen. Now after the season, if we collapse, then yeah. But right now, we got what we got. I'm back on the Pelicans payroll. Boy, damn, bro. Can't we get along one day, Damon? One day, can we get along? My man be coming for me every day. Every time.
Direct check.
I thought we was all right. I thought we started over today. He said, what he say? I'm on it. Damn, I'm on the Pelicans payroll. What I said to be on their payroll.
First of all, let's get it together. Damien, you're wrong for that. I gotta step up my dog, man. I gotta protect my dog. You can't call it direct check. That's disrespectful, bro. It's damage control.
Man, I wish it was direct check.
Yes,
You know what? I'm going with Damien
damage
on this
control.
one. Q, the hell with that bullshit you talking about? Call me direct check, please.
DC
I wish.
stands control, okay?
Hey. Direct check, please. Just don't compare me to Derek Carr.
Oh my
We
God.
all right.
Don't go there, dude. Don't do that. All right. Anyway, this one here, man. This is some of the individuals. Not much to talk about here before we get into the preview for the Utah game. Ingram led all scores for the Pelicans, 24 points in 42 minutes of action, 9 of 20 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown. He was perfect from the charity stripe, 7 assists with 6 rebounds in the matchup. Zion had 23 points in 36 minutes. He was 7 of 17, 9 of 12 from the free throw line. He did have 6 turnovers in the game, but +4 on the plus minus. 11 rebounds, so Zion a double-double tonight. 17 from Valanciunas with 13 rebounds in 36 minutes of action. He was 8 of 14 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown for Big V. 16 from McCollum in 39 minutes of action. 6 of 14 from the field, 3 of 8 from downtown, and he had 2 assists, 2 rebounds, a block in the matchup. Herb, not not much shaken offensively. Only 4 points. He was 0 for 4 from downtown and 2 of 8 from the field. He was out there doing some stuff, but Herb, not a Herbage type of performance tonight from Herb, the complete performance. He was off offensively in this one, only gave us 4 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds in 32 minutes of action. Off the bench, Trey Murphy in 36 minutes had 10 points and 7 rebounds. He was 3 of 8 from the field. He was 50% from downtown, 3 of 6 there. 11 from Dyson in 19 minutes. He was perfect from the field. He even hit this three-pointer tonight, 11 points and an assist with 2 steals from Dyson Daniels in the matchup. So outside of that, not much to talk about as the Grizzlies and Ja Morant did their thing. You mentioned it. Ja finished with 31 points, 27 from Desmond Bane. And basically those guys and Jaren Jackson threw in 19 points, but it's basically between those guys, Pelicans go down to the Grizzlies in the matchup. So now that we covered a lot of the stuff from the Memphis game, let's kind of compare this going forward. What do we need to do? We got Utah coming here on Thursday. The Utah Jazz are going to creep in here on Thursday against the Pelicans. They always seem to give us problems, man. The Jazz are 13-18 right now. They've won I think they won the last 2 games. Let me see if I can pull. Yeah, actually 3 games. They're a 3-game winning streak. The Pistons, Raptors, and the Spurs. So we got them coming up on Thursday. What do we need to do, fam, to kind of get this W against this Utah team that we always seem to have problems with?
The exact opposite of what we did tonight. Man, hold up, damn! The matchup indicator got a 78%. Wow, I didn't.
That's for gambling.
When is the last time we? When the last time we beat Utah? How the hell are
That's for gambling purposes. For people who don't know.
people up. I could tell you that.
They could have just made it 50-50 at least, but yeah, that's what that was for.
And they gave Utah a 21% chance, a 21% chance of winning. And if you are an intelligent person, you could just look all the way to the bottom right of the screen over there, and it's the Jazz won, the Jazz won, the Jazz won. But the Pels to beat Utah, man, they have to get out of this down the stretch. This ISO ball mentality, man. That's not what we do well. I think we can be able to do that if we actually have the offense in place that we were anticipating with Borregos, where you can have the ball in Zion's or BI's hands down the stretch, and guys are moving off of them, but it just seemed like they don't know what the hell to do. When that's going on. This is a tough matchup for Zion with the length that they have defensively, and it's a real tough matchup for Zion. BI usually gets his going against Utah. So if we could figure out a way, man, to neutralize their bigs, preferably get one or a couple of them in foul trouble, I think that would help tremendously. As well as knocking down the 3 ball, man. It's going to be huge if we want to beat Utah. We got to knock down the 3 ball, man. And we got to put a handle on Jordan Clarkson as well, because a lot of times when we play them, he kills us, man. So if they can do a couple of those things or a combination of all of those things, I think the Pels will be able to be victorious against the Utah Jazz. But again, this is a tough game, man. I can't remember the last one we beat with Utah. And before the show, I was just telling Big Q the way they did us with that tip ball, not the tip ball, but the last play of regulation on the game tonight. It's the same shit with Utah. Rudy Gobert, they gave him one like that. I remember Jokic didn't beat us like that, as far as them calling a foul at the end of the game. So you already know what the refs would be if it come down to the come down. But maybe not, because they don't have no stars on their team. But Utah is just always one of them teams, man. It's just been tough to beat, as well as Memphis as of late. I thought once we got all our guys back healthy, we'd be able to continue to run the table on Memphis like we used to do when we was at full strength. But Not such a thing. And they got the refs in their pocket. Utah, it's just been a tough matchup overall, man, with the way that they play us defensively. And it's very weird because they're not really a good team. But as much as I want to say we're going to win this game, I'm going to have to say wait and see. I'm going to be like y'all. No predictions for me. Don't ask me. Just want to watch it on Thursday and see what happens.
Yeah, the thing about Utah, DC, is you're right. They play us really well. You know, styles make fights, old boxing jargon. But if you look at the statistics with the Jazz, they're a top 10 team in 3-pointers made. They're top 6 in free throw percentage. The top 4 in rebounds. They're 9th in assist game, and they're 8th in blocks. So I mean, they do a lot of really good things from a hustle standpoint that could be problematic for the Pelicans because the Pelicans have a lot of issues, especially breaking down late and fundamental stuff like hitting free throws, stuff that good teams do that really help them get like several games that we've been dealing with. If we'd been a better foul team, we'd have had these games, no problem. But it's just those things. They leave the door open for teams to sneak back in and then sit up here saying, "Why did we lose? Why did we lose the game?" Lex, talk to me. What do you see from this matchup?
Energy. That's always the number one thing that I say. And playing the game to win and not playing the game to lose. That's the next big thing. Really, that's the biggest thing. Make free throws. Play with a lot of pace.
Discount double checks.
Okay, DC.
Yeah, let's shot at Dame. I'm sorry, Lex.
Nah, you came out of nowhere, but yeah, I think the biggest thing is just playing to win, man. You know, keeping the foot on the gas. The times that this team has beaten the Pels, it's been close. But right now, I mean, the crisis is just so real right now. I don't even know, man. I mean, you can't get over a crisis, you know, within a game. You know, the Pels lost before Christmas, right after Christmas. It's like didn't want nobody to get no Christmas gift as far as the fans go, but yeah, I mean that's basically what they got to do. Because all these games have been close. Definitely got to knock down shots. In order to knock down shots, we got to get our shooters open. Ain't no sense of having the shooters up in there and, you know, they don't shoot. That's all I got.
Yeah, you right, Lex. Shooters can't shoot if you know they don't get the ball. Well, they open to take a shot, you know.
Like I said, I don't know why Trey was in there. I don't know why he was in there, man. I mean, because you know Trey ain't known for his defense.
And
So
they was putting Ja on Trey. I'm like, man, this shit is disrespectful.
yeah, I know. And we weren't making them pay on the other end. It's like you
weren't
got
even
Marcus
giving them the ball.
You got Marcus Smart, and well, the thing is, it's like I was hoping like one thing that I would love for Trey to do, because a lot of times when he sees somebody up close to him, well, what's funny?
He said, Dame said, I wonder where our enforcer was tonight. He was in the locker room, man. He got hurt.
Oh, shoot. But that, hey, man, I mean, that was kind of, I don't know, that wouldn't even, you know, it wouldn't even call for an enforcer on tonight. But one thing that I would love for Trey to do is, you know, obviously teams want to run him off that line. I would love for him to just take that shot. Dog, you are freaking 6'11". You have Marcus Smart on you, who's not athletic like that. You are way more athletic than him. Rise up, shoot your shot, let them hit you in the body or something, and go to the line to get make that a 4-point play. I wish he would do that more. I really do, because I mean, a lot of times it's like, dog, don't run off the line, rise up. Like, I don't know if he watches KD sometimes, but man, hey man, if you a little dude and you 6'11", 7 foot with a ridiculous wingspan, rise up and hit that. Ja, I know he's athletic, but he's still a little dude. You athletic too. You were just in the dunk contest. Rise up and hit that. That's it. Okay.
Yes, indeed. I mean, this is we I don't know what we're gonna do against this team. I mean, the Pelicans do too much beating their own self, man. That's the problem with this damn team. They do
Yep.
too much beating their own selves, and it's hard to say they're gonna beat other squads when they turn the ball over. They don't hit the free throws. The referees give them that. I know the referees had some bull crap calls, but they did give the Pelicans opportunities to get to the line. You got to take advantage of them, man. And it's just mentally weak team down there. That explains your statistic that you made mention of, Lex. What their record is at a certain time.
0-6.
Yes, that's mentally weak, and that's when your intelligence go out. If they start, like you said, use the term panicking, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how you voluntarily go away from what was working to establish the 15-point lead to turn into a struggle factory late in the game, and then it's just I don't know what to say about it, man. The Pelicans just they aren't ready, man. They are not ready for where we thought they were supposed to be, man. It is what it is. So
Well, Draymond was right, man. I keep going
he's
back
right.
to him. Yeah, I know. That's why I keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it, because the thing is, as much as I don't care for that dude, hey man, you got to be honest. This team ain't built like that.
He ain't
Ain't
lying.
built.
You're right. You're right. They're not built like that, and that rings true. I mean, I don't know what to say about this, man, because it don't make no sense for a team to beat themselves like this over and over again. I just don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I don't understand
Well,
how they can't hit free throws. I just really don't. I don't get it, man. I really don't.
they glutton for punishment, bro. I guess they like it. What do you call that? Forgot what you call a person like that, man. They like self mutilation and self torture, bro.
That would be crazy.
Huh?
Wouldn't that
Yeah,
be
there's no
crazy?
problem.
Crazy and you're crazy. That's what that means. If you mutilate,
Yeah, but they got a name for it, man. I forget the
masochist.
masochists. They're masochists, bro. As a basketball team, they're masochists. It's self inflicted injury after self inflicted injury, and the crazy thing to me is it all happens inside of like 4 minutes. If you go back and you watch all the Pels losses, especially unless we got blew out or something, obviously, right? Inside of that last 4 minutes, man, it's just like looking at a completely different team. And then you put in perspective what's happening. The other team's obviously gonna play harder on defense, right? They're gonna not sell out even harder to not give you what you want. And it's almost like once they turn off our water, far as in that aspect, we don't have the next thing to go to. When they prevent you from the first layer of what you've been doing, we don't have an option B, C, or D. We just keep trying to push through, and everything looks stagnant. But you can watch the Pels pretty much in the game and kind of get a good idea on how it's going to turn out. Because all of the games that end like this, everything looks like a struggle, and we're a bad team because good teams, they have games where everything looks like a struggle and they find a way to win. Pels, we have games where everything looks like a struggle. We'll somehow manage to get a 10 or 15-point lead and find a way to lose. So until we can fix that, man, and figure that out, it's going to be more of this up and down roller coaster. I really don't see anything changing. And I don't think it's a drastic change we need to do with a lineup or anything like that. It's more of a shift in philosophy. being more strategic down the stretch, actually having a good game plan, being able to stick to it, and being able to adjust or have a backup plan for our backup plan when what we initially want to do isn't working. And got to give a shout out to Mose because he's saying the same thing as me, man. That we need a real point guard, or if we have a real point guard on the team and we're not utilizing them in that way, we need to allow them to get some of those minutes in crunch time. I like Jose. I'm not sure if he's that guy, but at
He's
this
not.
point, you got to try something different though. At least at certain stretches, because one thing I do know about Jose is I don't see he's not the guy that panics under pressure. I don't see that from him. I thought CJ was, I guess, had more composure than this, man. But I don't.
Yeah, that
He's
dude,
not a point guard, but
he
he's
was in panic
and
mode.
Bi isn't really fully panicking, but I mean they're when he has
They
the
were
ball,
just
he's not. But
passing
when
to
it's
each
time
other.
to make an outlet pass, it's kind of a little bit of it. But I mean, he's
It's
got two
late.
guys on him and they trapping him. But we got to figure something out, man, because everybody just keeps doing the same thing to us. It's not like it's rocket science what they're doing.
Well, there's no plays either. I mean, did you see like what they were doing out there? Spacing was bad. They running into each other. There is really no outlet pass, or I don't know, man. It's like what play are you running? Because I don't see any, and at this point I don't even like any of the sets. The sets, if there is a play, um, I don't even like them. I you know I don't even like them. Well, whatever's going on out there, they need a brand new set of plays, like ones that ain't nobody ever seen before. Not even them. But yeah, this team they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do. You know, it's funny because I look at last season. In a weird sense, I feel like they were playing better last season than they are this season. Um, I don't know. At least it felt like there was like a whole lot more hope at this point. Um,
Say, Lex,
what?
there is a lot of hope. We have a physical therapist now. Things will change. And Larry Nash Jr. is coming back. That's the other aspect I think that.
Oh, DC, come on,
Wait. No. Hear me out.
come on, man.
He's not a
But he's
savior or
still
nothing.
gonna coach
Hey,
the
bro,
same
come on
way.
now, dog.
You know
Wait,
what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
hold up,
You
man.
said
Hold
Larry
up.
Nance like Larry Nance about to change
Wait.
something.
You got to think about something, and you want to put something in perspective. And I'm gonna give you something based
Alright,
off of what you saying about last year, and something I'm noticing that's missing.
okay.
Last year, when we went on that stretch, Zion was playing point Zion. You know who was getting a large portion of the center minutes? Larry Nance Jr. So I think having him may change some things as far as our offense. Him actually running plays and setting better screens and stuff than JV. You know, the intensity defensively was up with him. So I would like to see. And you know, I got to get my money, Dame, bro. Direct check D, yeah. But
Damage control, DC. That's
the
what.
intensity, man. Y'all. We
Mhm.
sound like we had a funeral tonight. This game 27, man. Things can change.
We ain't exactly at a lively party right now, DC.
Well, this ain't no goddamn eulogy.
Okay. You know
When you
what?
something it is.
But nah, the dynamics of how we run, how we get out and run, change some with him. It's a different look. And I think if we get the right combination of guys, it may give us something different or help that Zion lineup, man, when we want to go point Z. And also I think him getting in better shape and
I mean, he was
will
at
probably
Zion was
definitely
actually
help.
moving his feet on tonight. He actually looked pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I mean, he had a double-double. He was getting them rebounds. I mean, he had a lot of turnovers, but again, they don't put the ball in his hands a lot, so I mean, that's to be expected. But he didn't look bad. I mean, he was getting up and down the court and getting rebounds, so and like I said, like he was the only starter in the plus minus.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got a point there. Well, BI wasn't in plus minus because BI had he
No.
played some hell of a defense, man. I thought that was a wasted, very outstanding defensive performance from BI. He had like 4 blocks, 3 steals. He denied Ja so many times. Damn, he wasn't in plus or minus. Man, he played horrible offensively.
-7.
Wow. With the way he was playing defensively, that's crazy.
Fooled you.
Yeah, he did. Well, I know what I saw down the stretch offensively. It wasn't nothing to look at.
Yeah. That was the big sign right there. What we got to do, man, to get better. 2 games left in the year. We got Utah coming up on Thursday, and the Lakers.
We still need in my opinion, a rim protector. I'd like to see us bring Jameson up from the G League. I think that would help with some things. It won't happen, but if we did, I think that would change the dynamics of our defense, especially down the stretch, so we wouldn't have to sub in Dyson Daniels for Jared Jackson Jr. You can probably sub in some guy, that actually blocks shots for a living against big guys. I think that would change the ability for us to utilize more shooting. So I think Matt Ryan, I'm really looking forward to see when he comes back, what that'll do. I think that'll force Willie, at least based on what he saw previous, to give him a shot. He's a vet. It's not like he's Hawk. He's better defensively than Hawk. So while we see Hawk not getting minutes, those minutes we want Hawk to get, I think he would actually give them to Matt Ryan, especially if that shot is falling. And something like that, man, just to create a spark, within that bench unit or a different rotation, I think is enough to turn the tide. And unfortunately, this is the last thing. It's inevitable. Don't want it to be bad. But somebody to get hurt, so Willie is forced to change his rotations. Because it just seems like sometimes when guys get hurt and Willie, we go to these different, and it's extremely successful. And then they're not hurt no more, and we completely forget the shit we was doing earlier. That was actually working when said player was hurt. So one of those things, a combination of them, man, I think will put us back on a winning streak.
I don't know, bro. I mean, I do like what Moses is saying about the point guard situation.
Malcolm Brogdon too, man. That's an amazing idea. How long we've been trying to get Malcolm Brogdon?
Been saying that for the last 2 or 3 years.
It's been about 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
Man, I think Malcolm Brogdon was in Milwaukee when we first started talking about it.
Yeah, he moved around a little bit. I think
Then he went to Indiana. We were still trying to get him.
Yep, he
went to the Celtics and we still wanted him. Now he in Portland.
Yep, you've been saying Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah,
saying Brogdon, he can distribute the ball. He does a lot of good things.
It's like
man.
the opposite of Drew Holiday. He's good enough defensively, but like better offensively as a point guard. It's like the opposite version of Drew Holiday.
It's not a bad idea, but that's where they get this idea of everybody. It's a point guard by a group approach. Go ahead, Lexxah. You wanted to say something?
Yeah. I wonder if it's possible if Willie can get sick and just so we can get back on track with Borrego.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because they were playing different. But that's what we need right now. That's the only way we can change, this crisis overnight, if you want to be honest.
But Lex, you ain't gonna stop till Willie up out of here.
I mean, the thing is, are you seeing what's going on? I'm not trying to attack him because of personal reasons. I know it may seem like that because I talk about basketball very passionately and with a lot of conviction, but that's not the case. I'm looking at what he's doing. I'm looking at the performance. And this is a business, right? So the thing is, there's habits that he's developed that are, they're repeating themselves. I mean, and it's causing problems on the team. So I mean, like I said, even if we are able to get to the playoffs, the number one thing in the playoffs is the ability to make adjustments. And that is the number one thing that Willie has problems with. I mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, it's you got to be able to make adjustments, and you have to be able to make in-game adjustments and adjustments from game to game within a 7-game series. That's one thing. They always, Hall of Famers say that, commentators say that, analysts say that, players say that, coaches say that. In all the playoff games that I've seen, they always say that, and he lacks that ability. That's a big deal. That's why it's like there's only so far this team can go with him at the helm, because he hasn't gotten better. And I'm not saying even if he has a good game and he wins a game, it's not like a huge needle that he moved. He hasn't moved it a whole lot. So, and that's why I keep saying that, man. I'm looking at everything, and I didn't just start doing this overnight. I've given him time. I mean, the thing is, I know he's been dealing with injuries, but right now, with the exceptions of Larry Nance, the roster's healthy. We have really no excuses. I'm looking at other teams. Look, a lot of other teams, they're dealing with injuries. They've got first-year coaches, and it's like they know their identity. They know what they're trying to do. And here, Willie's been here 3 years. I'm like, I mean, I know everybody has different levels of learning curves and things like that, but it's like, dude, this dude over here is a first-year coach. This team was in the slums last season, and they're doing better. Memphis was without Ja for 25 games, and you know what? The Pelicans, this team has been playing together way more than Ja's been back, and we still look like we have an identity crisis. They know exactly who they are. That's the difference. Memphis knows who they are. They know what they're about. And the Pelicans don't. And it's not just Memphis, it's other teams too. That's a serious thing, man. You got to know who you are. That's just like me asking you, DC, who are you? Who are you, Big Q? Who are you, Tramal? That's the question we got to ask ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You all I'm sure you could easily tell me who you are, what you're about. Pelicans can't do that. At least not right now.
This is true. I mean, Lex, you cooking. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of the show, man. Listen, it's a tough one tonight. Pelicans go down by their own hands, man, because this was a game that they had once again. So we're on the 2-game losing streak again. Winners of 1 out of the last 4 games. Not good. We got Utah coming up on Thursday, Saturday afternoon, I think 6 p.m. We have the Lakers. So this is going to be interesting this week. Mo's asking about show participation. We're going to see what's going on with that, bro. Just hit your notification bell. We'll let you know about all that, man. But yeah, with confidence in Willie. Right now it is low. What it is. Yeah, it's low. He has to prove that he can turn this stuff around. And granted, the Pelicans aren't exactly they're not a losing ass. I mean, they're losing right now, but they overall right now their record is 17-14. But it could be a hell of a lot better if they just do some of the small things right. We just saying it's not even complicated stuff for, that we starting with. Just start with the simple stuff. Like get these goddamn guys on the foul throw, shooting free throw drills, focusing on that. Just working on certain aspects of the game, getting them on the same page.
And if they miss, they can run suicides.
That's what I'm saying. Make them pay for this. this for real. This is a part of the team. If you want to get to the next level, it was a 1-point loss today. Like a lot of the games that we get close to, we losing these games, and it's a lot of different reasons. But a simple way to look at it: check the free throw line. 10 misses tonight, you lost by 1. You hit half of those, you win these games. And that's the point. A lot of this, it changes everything. When you get free throws, these are supposed to be, this is a charity stripe. We call it a charity stripe. It's supposed to be one of the easiest shots outside of getting a straightaway layup. I mean, but it is what it is, man. So anyway, we're going to get on out of here on that. Listen, I appreciate y'all. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. The Pelican Postgame Report, the #1 independent, longest running Pelican podcast in the land. We up in this thing. Also, feel free to check out Lexxah's new song. Lex pinned it in the chat. Okay. She has a great, the Edge is the theme song we push into the Pelicans. If they played this during the damn practices, then we can finally find out what's on the other side of the building, on the other wall.
Oh, goodness. And I laughed anyway.
I'll get to the bottom of the mystery of what's on the other side of that damn building. I'm gonna find out what it is. I'm gonna get to the bottom. I'm asking cousin Guillory to shoot a picture of that.
That is very mindful and thoughtful of you, Q.
Okay.
I'm trying to find. It's a great mystery.
You're very compassionate about
the world. There's no joy to the world, man.
I'm gonna get brother Guillory to shoot a picture of that other side of the wall right there, man.
Hey, Big Q.
I'm sure he would enjoy that.
Read what Mose put down.
He says Willie's confidence level is lower than yes, indeed. Yes, you are absolutely
that's low. That is low, Mose.
Read the other one.
You got another one. If Willie was in the Orleans Parish school system, he would have. Oh my goodness! Yes, it's something going wrong upstairs, man. You got it. Say you want. So we will let you know, Mose. We got 2 shows. They don't exactly fall on Friday. Yes, sir.
Marley has an interesting theory on what's on the other side of the banners.
Okay, Q. I think Dennis Allen's hiding on. He probably is, because it's the same facility. I think he probably is on. That's why they stink. His rotten, crazy energy is all over the place.
Man,
you're right. But y'all make sure y'all
jinxing old Willie, man.
So, all right. So anyway, y'all make sure y'all check out Lex, a full song, man. The Edge is cool, man. It's a great song, man. To get you up in the morning, get you running that extra lap, man. To get you working, man. And we need to kind of push that on out there, man. So look, shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all. You also be looking out for DC. DC working on the song too. And Lexxah asked a really important question early on. She asked, "Who is DC?" And I just thought Ziggy Marley Jr. So with that being said,
hold up. No.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below.